Yo, YouTube, what's up? It's your boy JMMA. Before you watch the video, before we even get into it, I just want to give y'all a little background on why I started this. I started this series just to give MMA fans kind of a insight on boxing. A lot of people don't know about this story and many other lead ups to fights and things like that. And same thing with boxing fans; they don't know about the MMA side of things. And my channel revolves around both sports. I cover both. So I really wanted to dive deep into this fight. This is one of my favorite stories. I really love the story. I really love the lead up and things to this. So I really wanted to cover it. And same thing with MMA. They have a lot of stories that I can do like this. So I just wanted to make this for that. I hope y'all enjoy this. I had fun making this one. Without further ado, man, here we go. Hope y'all enjoy the video, man. Peace. Carlos Quintana for the WBA welterweight title in his first defense, which is a mandatory defense against Octay Urkel. Sorry if I'm butchering that name. And this fight was in Puerto Rico. If you guys don't know, mandatory challenger in boxing, the boxing organization picks the challenger. They have to fight that challenger. If they don't, they risk of being stripped of their title. So in the crowd is Zab Judah, who, if Cotto wins this fight, that's going to be Cotto's next opponent. Cotto just absolutely put on a boxing masterclass against Urkel. Just putting it on him, jab, working the body, great footwork, and he eventually stopped Urkel in the 11th round. And when they fought, he just put an absolute beating on Zab Judah. And this is at MSG. He just put an absolute destroying on Zab Judah. He stopped him in the 11th round as well. Then Cotto goes on to fight Shane Mosley in 07. If you're a boxing head, and if you don't know, Shane Mosley and Floyd Mayweather at that time had kind of a beef stirring up. Shane Mosley had his head set on fighting Floyd Mayweather Jr. But obviously he didn't have his head set on straight, because when he fought Miguel Cotto just put on an absolute masterclass against him. Just straight up real boxing. Mosley had his moments, but Cotto was the man of the night for that fight. So at the time, Miguel Cotto is moving up to welterweight. We gotta talk about the main focus, his future opponent, Antonio Margarito. So at that time, Margarito just came off a beautiful defense of his WBO welterweight title for the 7th time against Joshua Coley. Now, in an infamous fight against Paul Williams in July 14th of 2007 in California, that was just a beautiful fight, real back and forth. With a victory, Margarito could have set himself up with a title unification bout against Miguel Cotto, but as y'all know, Margarito lost to Williams. He lost by unanimous decision, so Margarito had to rebuild himself, reset. He comes back 4 months later, knocks out Golden Johnson in MSG in the very first round, just putting on a beautiful masterclass. Y'all gonna hear me say that a lot, masterclass. He puts on a beautiful masterclass. Then in 2008, comes back. Then he gets a rematch with Kerman Crinton, who held the IBF welterweight title. That match took place on the undercard of the Gomez Cotto fight, and Margarito just completely obliterated Crinton in the 6th round to win that title. So the fight starts, and Margarito, who's a sluggish starter, many thought he would, rise to the occasion in the earlier rounds. And actually, it was pretty much of a surprise, because Cotto was the one who got the more effective shots off. He started landing more effective. But Cotto, he kind of dragged along in the 5th round. And what I mean by dragged along is, it didn't look like his punches were doing any harms. It wasn't getting Margarito in any harm's way. Margarito's laughing during the fight and things like that. So while the first 5 rounds were kind of I wouldn't say filling out, but it was kind of a back and forth. The second half of the fight is where it gets real interesting. On the 6th round, you can really see that Margarito just starting to land it on. Cotto still pressing forward, still keeping on his game face. But Cotto, you can see he's landing more and more punches. In the 7th round, he landed 130 punches according to Combox. That is a real good boxing source. So yeah, you can quote me on that. In his corner, Cotto, his corner told him to stay off the ropes. Margarito is really starting to press forward in this fight. He was told to stay off the ropes. Cotto does that. He gets off the ropes. 30 seconds left. Margarito has Cotto trapped in his corner. 30 seconds left in the 8th round, that is. He has Cotto trapped in his corner. Cotto escapes. He gets off of that near scare. We're going to the 9th round. Margarito is still pressing forward. Wow. Now, While Cotto's counter punching was still sufficient, in the words of Max Kellerman, every time Margarito landed, it was leaving a mark on Cotto's face. Let's get forward towards the 11th round. Halfway through the 11th, a left uppercut by Margarito leaves Cotto wide open and vulnerable. Cotto takes a knee after Margarito lands a right uppercut and then two right hands behind it. Cotto gets up, but he ultimately went down again. Margarito then land another punch, but he went down. The referee moves in for the count, and Cotto's corner ultimately throws in a towel. They seen enough. They seen a punishment he takes, and Margarito is the new WBA welterweight champion. All right, y'all. So post-fight, Miguel Cotto takes the loss pretty well. At this time, he didn't know what I'm about to tell you next, but he took the loss pretty well. Took it like a man. People described it as a slugfest. People said it was one of the best fights they've ever seen. Kenny Bayless, the referee, said it was the best fight that he had ever done. People called it an instant classic. People were praising him. So let's get into the aftermath. Like I said, Cotto took it pretty well, but this next sport is very interesting. So before the fight starts, the late great Nazim Richardson, the trainer of Shane Mosley and many other boxers, kickboxers, he saw something very interesting.
There was such a distraction about the tape on the wrist. You know, that could be the fake out. I'll show you this to give you something else. So I checked the pad, and when I checked the pad, it felt hard. So then the commissioner felt it. He said, that feels pretty hard. The commissioner flipped it open, and a block.
Obviously denied these accusations. Leading up to this fight, well, not leading up to it, but this led up to, Margarito being called a cheat and things like that. Nonetheless, they called for the Margarito's hands to re-wrap, and the fight was on. As the fight goes, Sugar Shane Mosley just absolutely destroyed Margarito, just putting on an absolute boxing lesson, destroying him. Sugar Shane is the new champion. Bob Arum announces that Margarito will face Manny Pacquiao for the WBC light middleweight championship, while Sergio Martinez had vacated the title. The fight took place at the Cowboy Stadium, and just, oh my goodness, Margarito again just got outclassed by Manny Pacquiao. Margarito, he brought in different kinds of sparring partners for southpaws, things like that. He brought in Kareem Martinez. He brought in Cleo's Penvarez, that's his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about, my boxing fans. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He brought in Olympic gold medalists for this fight, and that still wasn't enough. He just got straight up dominated for 12 rounds. Margarito, who weighed 165 pounds, he just got completely outclassed by the smaller guy. Manny Pacquiao weighed 148 pounds in that title fight. He had a 5.5 inch reach, not reach, but height advantage over Pacquiao, and a 6-inch reach advantage over Pacquiao, and still got dominated. Now, I know we didn't get to talk about Cotto's bounce back after the loss to Margarito, but he had 5 fights. He fought Pac, he got KO'd, and then after he got KO'd by Pac, he ultimately won 2 fights, and then that's how we get here to the Margarito 2 fight. And this fight right here is just straight up domination. It's really nothing more to go over. Cotto dominated. He had absolutely no fear of Margarito's punches, knowing that he had no plaster in his wraps. Cotto was just jawing that left hook, that, oh my goodness, that jab that he was throwing to the eye of Margarito was just so beautiful. And like everyone says, sweet, oh my, I fucked that up. We're not editing it out. It's sweet revenge. You know what I'm saying? It's sweet revenge. Cotto got what he wanted. And man, when they say good defeats evil, that's what happened. That's what happened in the story. Good defeated evil. And that's the end of the story, man. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Yeah, man, that's the story of Miguel Cotto, Antonio Margarito, as my guy, as I like to call him. But man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. If y'all want more, man, let me know down below in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought about this. What's y'all thoughts on the whole story? If y'all want me to do more like this, let me know. Hope you like, comment, subscribe if you're new. It's your boy Jamie, man. Until next time, like I always say, man, beating your meat is not productive. See y'all next time, man. I'm your boy, and I'm out.